Hello there. Welcome back to Empower Your Soul. I am here to announce that I am officially a published author. That is right. I have now published a chapter in the amazing book called The Intuitive Entrepreneur by Deb Dessel. And this is an amazing collaborative effort across, I believe there's 21 or so intuitive entrepreneurs, hence the name of the book, who write all about their stories, their adventures, like how did they become an intuitive entrepreneur? How do they use their intuition? So not only is it their stories, but in every single chapter, there's also a practical tool that you get to walk away with. And I was approached by Deb to do this activity, this book, and I was like, yes, sounds amazing, because that's me, right? That's me. So I knew I wanted to do a book. I thought this would be an incredible opportunity to start to get to know this process, because you know me, I'm a process person. I will dip my toe in before I jump in. So this was an incredible opportunity for me to understand what the writing process looks like, what is the editing process looks like, what is the marketing, get the contacts right. So not only was it a win and a slam dunk from that perspective, but I love the idea of this book being storytelling and practical tools. And like, I can't minimize how amazing this book is. And by the way, for the next couple days after this podcast is released, it is going to be released at an exclusive rate over there on Amazon. So I highly encourage you to don't walk to Amazon.com, go to the Intuitive Entrepreneur and purchase either a printed copy, or I think the digital copy is like literally $1.99. So just go get it, store it in your pocket for a rainy day when you need some book. And it's the best deal for a book that you could ever imagine. Like I can't even, and I have to tell you, throughout the course of writing this and meeting all of the other professionals in this book, my brain is blown away. These are incredible professionals that have been doing this work for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. These are go-getters. These are not just lazy people. I'm going to say it because we all know those collaborative books, right? It's a thing, right? You got the lazy people that are just looking to very quickly say that they're published, get it done, and it's a piece of crap, right? But what I'm telling you about this book is these people in here are smart. They're intuitive. They're go-getters. They like, many of them are in so many other books too. They create their own modalities. I mean, the diversity and the brain power behind this book is mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. And so if I haven't convinced you enough to go do this, I don't even know what to tell you anymore. So what is so cool about this book for me is the process of actually writing this. And I feel, do you know how hard it is to write? Like, those of you that are published authors, 100% respect to all of you. 100% respect, because I literally wrote one chapter, and it was like the most anxiety producing activity I think I've ever done. I mean, I thought about things, I rethought about things, I rewrote things over and over and over again to get the right wording. I sent it to all my friends. I got their feedback. I rewrote. God, I don't ever want to read my chapter again. I hope all of you read it, but I never want to read it again. But I have to tell you, the experience of writing my chapter, regardless of the editing, maybe I hated the editing, but the writing was okay. The writing of it was so cathartic. And when I tell you, or when you know about synchronicities, I'm hesitating to say this because I want to make sure it comes out the same way. We all believe in signs and synchronicities, but then there's this whole other level about these life synchronicities, these life things that happen that guide you in the right direction. And I guess I never knew how many of these happened for me to get to where I am today, where you're listening to me on this podcast. Because in every single moment, it feels like these odd moments, these odd decisions that don't make sense, that don't add up. And then when I was able to kind of put each of these odd little moments, all these odd stories, these odd things all together in one story, it all fucking made sense. And this is what it must be like when we die. Like, it must be like this when we die, because you start seeing the bigger picture, because we are just trying to survive every single day. We're just trying to get to the next decision, the next milestone. Decisions are hard enough as it is. So you're sitting there thinking, should I, shouldn't I? What about this? What about this? What about this? And then you make the decision. You don't ever really look back to think, was that a good decision or not? But you move on to the next one, right? So you're always have these heads down, stepping forward, trying to make all these decisions to move through your life in hopefully the most successful, most abundant way possible. And sometimes, like, it's not even, you just end up there and you don't know how. And when you start looking at these little decisions one by one together into this big picture, I have to tell you, my jaw dropped. My jaw dropped to see how all of these seemingly disconnected, unconnected things all fucking connected together in my life. I don't know if I want to give you too much about my chapter, but it is essentially how I moved from, I think I have it in there as the corporate world's golden child, which I was, into becoming an evidential medium. So this is my story about how I walked away, how I found out I was a medium and walked away from the corporate world. And I know I've talked about it a little bit here, but oh man, it is so juicy. It is so juicy what actually happened. And I'm not going to give this up, but those of you that used to work with me, you are going to want to read this book, especially if you were in the place that I quit to come here. And I'll just leave it at that, because I know there's a few of you that listen in. But it was just, I don't know. I don't even know how to put it this way, but it all fucking made sense. It all fucking made sense. In each of these little tiny moments, and at the end, and I'll give you a little bit of preview, because after I quit my job, I sobbed, and I talk about that in the chapter. I talk about how I went to go quit, and I just ended up sobbing in my boss's office. It was my boss's boss, not my boss. I was sobbing. I literally sobbed. I don't cry. This is the only time I've ever cried at work, ever. Okay. And I was sobbing. And once our conversation was done, I put my sunglasses on so no one could see my bright red eyes. It was super early in the morning. I think it was like 8 a.m. or 8:30 before anyone really got into the office. So I went downstairs, went down the elevator, went outside, and I didn't know what to do. You know, it's the middle of summer. It's a gorgeous morning. There's so many people coming off of the South Station train, downtown Boston, right? So I walked the other direction, away from where all the people were coming off, because you know that I'm going to see a coworker if I don't. I take a left out of my building, and I end up finding this bench, and I'm like, I just want sun. I'm like, I just want to feel sun. And as I sit down on the only sunny bench I can find in the middle of this very tall buildings downtown, I look up, and I literally see that I'm sitting in the only slice of sunlight in downtown Boston right there. And it's like the sun has just started peeking through between the buildings, just a little bit, just a little. And I look up, and I see like that one tiny sliver of sun is what I've sat in. There's no other sun anywhere around me. And so like in the moment, I'm just like, oh, I'm just so fucking happy I found a sunny bench, and it's nice and warm, and the sun's coming up, right? But it was such a metaphor for finding the light, for moving the fuck away from corporate, like for finding my way back to my soul and my purpose, which I was always meant to do in this lifetime. So it's things like this that I'm going to try not to sob here. You go through your life moment by moment by moment. But then when you actually take a step back and you see the connection points, not only that, but you have spirit in your ear
telling you the significance of what happened and why it happened and the way it did. Oh my God. Y'all, I always joke about not wanting to go through my life review. With my guides, I'm like, don't show me that. Don't show me that. I don't want to do this life review. That's going to be horrible. Don't put this moment in there. But now I'm like, I kind of can't wait for it. It's going to be fucking awesome. So I find it completely appropriate that I'm sitting here with tears rolling down my eyes because this was me writing the whole chapter. And I realize it's a chapter and I feel like that's ridiculous, but it was so cathartic and so validating and so releasing all at the same time to see my story on paper and to not necessarily like seeking others' validation, but to do it for myself and to see what I've been through and what I've been able to accomplish and how I've been able to go through that. And if that is not the best feeling of self-empowerment, I have no idea what it is. And for those of you that have written books, I feel like you know. Like, I feel like there's this secret like authors guild. There probably is one, right? But this secret, like, no one talks about how healing it is to write your story. How validating it is to write your story and put it out there and be like, I don't even care if nobody reads it. I honestly don't care because I got so much out of it personally. I got so much strength and perseverance and like being able to see myself objectively on a piece of paper that is going to be in a book and see my story and read how fucking ridiculous it is and read the shit that I went through to get to where I am today. Like, I am fucking proud of myself. I'm fucking proud of myself, right? And that's what... So if you have been in a reading and you've been told you should write a book, fucking write a book. It's amazing. It's amazing. This will not be my last. I feel like this is just the beginning, but also I'm not ready to write more. It was a lot. It was so cathartic, everybody. It was so cathartic. And I'm just so... I made my husband read it. He cried. My husband doesn't cry, okay? My husband does not. He's like a man's man. He doesn't have emotions. He'll tell you, he'll be the first person to tell you, I don't have emotions. What are feelings? Those don't exist. And for my husband to read it and cry, it meant a lot. I'll just say it that way. I'm going to go and cry in a corner now, but there you go. That is my story. And by the way, for those of you that buy the book, there is a tool. And this tool is, I called it an empowered soul attunement. They suggested I name it after my business. I don't know if that was the best business decision, but there it is. And this essentially is a tool. It's a guided meditation that brings you a connection to your highest self to get clarity on a decision or something you need to do going forward. So you're going to ask your higher self a question or a problem that you're trying to solve, and it's a guided meditation to bring you through opening a sacred space, bring you through questions to ask your higher self. You ask your higher self for a clearing, an attunement, a healing to take place, and then you kind of journal it and take those next steps. I just recorded right before this the actual guided meditation because the printed version is in the book, but I actually just recorded the guided meditation too. And what was so fucking unreal about recording the guided meditation is I'm pretty sure I sent healing into that meditation too, because I could literally feel the attunement happening. So I just want to give you that little nugget of gold too, that if you buy this, there's a link at the end of my chapter to go get the attunement in the audio visual format, and you click it. And you are also going to get apparently healing from me while you're getting healing from your higher self. So I'm just going to put that out there for all of you. I truly and humbly thank all of you for being here, listening to my story, allowing me to be who I am with all of you, with my likes and ums and ahs and swears and crying and my freaking embarrassing ass crying. I don't like to cry, everybody. Why did I get into this line of work? But it's moving stagnant energy. That's what crying is. Crying moves stagnant energy. So I just want to thank you all for being here and seeing who I am as an authentic soul. And I don't think I can ever tell you how much I appreciate you and the love that you give me and the fact that you put up with me. And I send you the same love in return, but I don't put up with you. I just love you. All right. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And again, if you want to go check out that book, now is the time. Do not snooze on it while it is on the biggest discount it will ever be on. So go snag it now on Amazon.com. Again, it's The Intuitive Entrepreneur, and I hope to see you there. And if you get that book, I am chapter 17, which I found very ironic. The last mic drop I'm going to give you is 4 months before they told me what chapter number I was. I saw 17 everywhere. And 17, if you add those together, that's number 8, and that's my number. I was born on October 8th. Octo means 8, even though it's the 10th month, right? And I was born on October 8th. So I am like an 8-8 through. So chapter 17, y'all. All right. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Hit me up if you end up getting that book. Let me know. I want to know, how'd you like it? What'd you cool? Like, tell me I'm not crazy. All right. I love you all. Mwah. Take care.